can Bitcoin or will Bitcoin reduce the wealth divide?
I think it's one of the tools that has a chance to, right? So
Okay.
I think that, and that's where we go back to, true hyperinflations or truly impoverished areas. Um, having access to liquid hard assets is really useful. Anyone paying attention to what happens in Venezuela, Turkey, Lebanon, any of these countries, Eastern Ukraine, where people are trying to flee out of that area, right? Having self-custodied hard money is really useful. And I think that's one of the things that people in the West missed or don't care about is they think like, why do we need crypto? Why do we need Bitcoin? And it's like, well, you spent decades in a rather safe bubble that the majority of the world doesn't have access to. Most people, a lot of them don't even have access to good stock markets. A lot of them don't have, a lot of people can't afford a home, and so they need something hard to save in that's liquid. And it's volatile. One of the long-term potentials is that Bitcoin can be that thing. It can allow for uncensorable payments, and it can allow for difficult to confiscate savings. And so I do think that that's one of the technologies that can, demonetize. We've monetized all these assets like homes. Ideally, you want to demonetize these productive things and have actual money be monetized, right? Instead of bad money and then monetize everything else, you demonetize those things and have your actual money stored in money. And so I do think that's one of the most powerful tools that people have. I also view it, so I'm more mixed about how it's going to affect wealth concentration, but I think it's more about pushing back on kind of these, surveillance type of states, right? So I think that's the clearest thing where I think Bitcoin is the answer. When you have kind of this rise of authoritarianism, you have a rise of techno-authoritarianism, which in many ways is like the most frightening kind. Imagine if all those infamous 20th century authoritarians had access to CBDCs and big data and things like that, right? So I think we're going into this. We already have it in China. We're seeing it pop up in other countries, and self custody money, primarily Bitcoin, is I think one of the few tools that allows that future to not go in that direction.